want to tell you something's up.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Hugo with the Weakling Gazette. I'm here to talk to Starberry, Bucky. Super stoked, dude. I've been a fan since probably like late last year. I think I found your song. I'm sad my grandma will die.
Oh wow,
And
deep cut.
dude, that one. I probably played it into oblivion for a while, and then was like, I should
Yeah.
probably check out the other stuff. And
Oh, there's
normally
nothing like that.
yeah,
None of the
normally
songs
when
are
the
even close.
other, like when the artist's other stuff doesn't really sound like the first thing I heard, I'm a little disappointed, but
Of course,
everything
same.
was so good, it was just like impossible to be. So, huge fan. My son actually is a really big fan of La 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 Love.
Oh really?
Every time I played it for him in the car one day, and every time we got in the car after that, that was all he wanted to hear.
That's funny. How old is he?
He's three, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
man,
exciting.
he's a big fan too. He got really excited when I said that I was gonna be interviewing you.
That's
But
cool.
the like how sonically different those sounds are, in like an age where everything's driven by like algorithms and stuff, and everything like they kind of want to put stuff in certain boxes so that way it fits in neatly with like recommendations. Like, how does it feel to just kind of like basically, I mean, it seems like you're doing whatever you want and just being
Oh yeah.
authentic, and that's really cool, man. How do you feel about doing that?
I think now more than ever you can because of the internet and Spotify, you don't have to buy records anymore. So you just have access to all the music at once. Like I don't know a single person. Well, when I do meet people that listen to a single genre, lame. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
those
yeah,
people are also rare. You know what I mean? I think
right,
most people listen to everything. You know what I mean? Especially if you're into music. You know what I mean?
right.
So I think now more than ever you can get away with it. I do worry that maybe it'll shoot myself in the foot. But I mean, I don't care. I just gotta, I gotta make the music. I don't know.
Right.
Like when you're writing songs, the song tells you what to do. You know what I mean? As you're writing it, it's like I want to be like this. And it's like, all right, you're in control here, not me.
Right, man. And I mean, so speaking of that, like, I Hope I Don't Die, great album. Really loved it. Um, that it's obviously very heavy, super like pretty pained. Like, what was that writing process like? How'd that feel?
Terrible.
I can imagine, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I had to take like very long breaks because like this is making me miserable.
Mm,
But you just gotta do it. There's like a Billy Joel quote where he talks about like writing songs is like pulling teeth for him. I feel the same way, where it's just like I don't know. I feel like I'm like digging into myself with a spoon,
right.
and I'm like, "What are the answers? What do you feel?" And I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like
That's fair, man. That's really.
it's hard. But I try to. I go through intense phases where I'm like really workaholic, and then I'm like kind of then doing nothing. But yeah, I try to write no matter what, whether I feel like it or not. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Okay. Do you have like a process that you try to follow? Do you just kind of let it happen the way it does?
Um, I think every artist relates to this. It's so fun to start stuff, so hard, so miserable to finish stuff. So eventually I start a bunch of stuff, and eventually I get so mad at myself that I haven't released anything, and then I'm like, all right, you have to freaking finish stuff. And I'm getting to that point right now where it's just like I have all these starters, like these ideas, and I just have to go in and finish them off. But finishing's a nightmare because you get lost in the mix. You're like, does this sound better with the boost at 10 kilohertz or not? And then you think about that for days, and it's just like, why even bother? You have to remind yourself, it's like songwriting's king. Who cares?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Do you have like a song or a project or anything that you feel like best kind of encapsulates like you sonically, or do you have like anything that you feel most proud of?
I think the work as a whole kind of is like the biggest window you'll get into my life because different songs bring out different things. Like all the songs with "could" in the title, that's just like some 2016 indie rock with my own little jazzy twist. And I can be like funny-ish in those songs. Like I mean, I'm like serious, but they're more lighthearted. And then you have like "Heartbroken Boy," which is like, that song's a joke, but also serious. but so that song like shows my silly side, and then like songs like God Hear My Plea is just like when I'm just being so emo, and like songs like God Hear My Plea and like the record I Hope I Don't Die, I feel like that's like the side of me I don't share with people in real life so much. Like in real life, I'm very silly, love to party, love to have fun,
Yeah.
And I don't really get emo in real life, but when I'm alone, just me in the studio, just stewing up, I'm just like, God, life sucks, And then I express that part of me and through those songs and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely imagine it's a lot easier to be more honest when you're in like an isolated environment.
Oh yeah.
So you had an Instagram post pretty recently where you kind of laid out your plan for your new albums and stuff. You kind of discussed the last year and all that. You mentioned in there that you have no doubts about your success. That's super cool. I mean, I kind of feel like from what I've heard, I feel the same way. Have you kind of always felt that, or is that something you kind of recently developed? Where did that?
I think so. I was watching a lot of Michael Jordan and Mike Tyson documentaries, and like all they talk about, especially Mike Tyson's coach, Cus D'Amato, it's like step one is believing in yourself. I call it being tactically delusional. You need to believe in yourself psychotically just to have a chance. That's just to even get a chance. So that's step one. And so I would like look in the mirror and be like, you're one of the best. You're one of the best songwriters this generation's ever seen. And you do that enough and like you start to believe it, But like, yeah, I think whether it's true or not, that's step one. You have no choice but to believe that. Because I do want like insane success. I feel like a lot of artists, like they're just scared to admit it, that they want a lot of people to live. Like, I would make music if I was in a vacuum. It's just like, that's not what music is. Music is like bringing people together. You know what I mean? But whatever. I don't like feeling guilty about wanting fame and fortune. You know what I mean? Like, I want it, okay? I'm not less of an artist because I want that. In fact, I might even be a better artist. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's cool. It's cool to hear you say that too, because from an outside perspective, the way that you write your music, it's like I said, sonically you cover so much ground. It seems like it almost comes off like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna put out whatever I need to feel authentic and write about it. So it is. I mean, I definitely can appreciate that you would want everyone to relate to that. And yeah, like you said, you're being so honest on so much stuff. It makes sense.
Yeah, you gotta, the artist heart. You gotta follow your artist heart. I feel like as I've like grown and like gone through all these like meetings with labels and stuff, I used to, like when I first started doing like meetings, I don't have a team at all right now, but it just like, just talking to people about possibly working together and stuff, and them having their own ideas and shit. And I was like, okay, yeah, your ideas are probably better than mine. And then after like a year or so of that, I was like, fuck, I know best, unfortunately. I hate knowing best, well, not knowing best in like, I don't even know what I'm saying, but like, you have to follow your artist heart and you kind of got to be a dick about it. And like, the one thing I struggle with is like, you can't do it by yourself. And I need a team so fucking bad. And it's just hard to like put it together and know like what pieces I need. I mean, I know I need a freaking booking. This is an ad, okay? If you're listening to this and you can fucking book me shows and get me on cool shit, I will kill that shit. I will build my audience quick. Just help me book shows. If you want to be on my team, reach out to me.
Man. So when you, I know you mentioned that you kind of were feeling frustrated because you haven't really put anything out in a while. When you kind of are going through like writer's block or anything like that, do you have like a go-to thing to kind of just try to reset or anything like that?
Write bad stuff on purpose. Just try to like make something that sounds bad on purpose. Because I think like what happens is the second you start to get a good idea and you're like, ooh, this is good. And then you project like all your new ideas that come after that thought aren't good enough. And then you're in trouble, So like it's all like you have to avoid wanting a song to be good or great in order to get to the finish line. And then like, yeah, I feel like it's best don't assess your music until pretty much after it's released. I mean, try your best. I mean, always try to make good music. But like, really putting out a bad song isn't that big of a deal. Like, remember when Chance the rapper put out that album that everyone hates?
Right.
Like, if he just puts out a good one, no one will give a shit. Like, people clowned on him. Yeah, and like, that's kind of funny and a little bit embarrassing. But if he just puts out a good record, everyone will be like, you rock, Chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, there's really no penalties. You get to swing the bat as much as you like, and there's no strikes called. You know? So I'm a big proponent of putting it out. Like I think being an Arthur Russell is bad for you. You know what I mean? Especially in this day and age, you have no choice. You got to fight. Like, you're competing with the Rizzler, believe it or not. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that goes back to that quote. I can't remember who said it, but it doesn't have to be good. It just has to exist. 100%.
Yeah. And you'll get better. Like, there's nothing that makes me improve more than when I put out something and I listen to it. I'm like, shit, I should have done this. Like, there's like I have that experience with so many songs on I Hope I Don't Die. Like, I think God Is Mean, the end, I should have taken off. I should have opened up the high end. I should have mixed it a little bit better. And like, just certain different songwriting things that I'm just like, for the next record, I'm coming in stronger, sharper, smarter. Right. And like, I also like the idea of hearing the progression of an artist, like hearing from like record to record, just like, oh wait, he's getting better. Like, that feels so good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, don't be afraid to have music that sucks. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, like on the EP that has La 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 Love, like, You Can Change. I thought that song was so sick, but when I listen back, there's like a lot of stuff that's kind of fucked up with it. But you know, you just move on, you know. Try your best. And you know, the last song on it, just Who Put This Here, it's a complete mess. There's really, really cool moments, but that song's a mess. And it's just like, God, that was you messed up on that one. You fucked that one up.
Like you said, I mentioned that post you made the other day. You said you pretty much have your plan for the next 3 albums. I mean, just the description alone from that first one you were saying, I think you were saying it was going to be half shoegaze, half punk. Super excited to hear that. How deep into that process are you for that one?
I have all the ideas for all the songs. So I have at least 10 seconds for all the songs. Some are really close to being done, some aren't. I want to release, like, in between every album, it's just going to be random singles that are just whatever I feel like. I want to do like 1 or 2, probably 2 EPs before I start really trying to finish the next album. But the next album, I'm just trying to write some hooks. I'm trying to fucking just hit that shit and run, move fast. I've been listening to so much pop. Like, I feel like if you can combine pop and DIY type music, you are cooking. But I mean, I guess shoegaze isn't really DIY type stuff. When I say DIY, I'm thinking Exploding in Sound Records 2016, like Krill, Pile. Well, Pile is sick. All right, whatever. I'm about to ADD out.
So I mean, it's funny you mentioned that. Like, what kind of stuff have you been listening to lately? Like, do you have anything that's been like in heavy rotation or anything like that?
I really like that song "You" by Too Hollis right now. I just love it when you can tell someone really likes music, and it's just like his sound choices. I'm just like, oh my god, you love dance music. Like, you could just tell, like, the sounds are just so hip, so like, just like crazy references. Like, when you can hear the sick references in someone's music, you're just like, wow, this guy really likes it, whether I like it or not. You know, it's like, that's all I ask of artists. You know, and there's so many people that are just chasing a bag, which is just like, dude, you have to be like, you're gonna chase a bag and music? That's hard. It's like one of the worst places to chase a bag, you dumbass. Like, oh my god, you know. If you want to get, and if you're just trying to get laid, be a fucking comedian. I guess, actually no, comedian is tough because if you're a professional, sick, but anything below professional comedian, lame. Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking out the ass.
But man, well, I think that's kind of all I got. really appreciate you taking the interview, dude. It was super dope to get to talk to you. I don't know if you want to plug any of your music or anything like that.
Listen to Starberry. If you want to be on my team, DM me on Instagram or shoot me an email. Contact starberry@gmail.com. I don't know what being on my team entails, but we're going to the top, baby.